Savitri, Book 10, the Book of the Double Twilight, Canto 2, the Gospel of Death and Vanity of the Ideal. Then pealed the calm, inexorable voice, abolishing hope, cancelling life's golden truths. Fatal its accents smote the trembling air. That lovely world swam thin and frail, most like some pearly, evanescent farewell gleam on the faint verge of dusk in moonless eves. Prisoner of nature, many-visioned spirit, thought's creature in the ideal's realm, enjoying thy unsubstantial immortality, the subtle, marvelous mind of man has feigned. This is the world from which thy yearnings came. When it would build eternity from the dust, man's thought paints images, illusion rounds, prophesying glories it shall never see. It labors delicately among its dreams. Behold this fleeing of light-tasseled shapes, aerial raiment of unbodied gods, a rapture of things that never can be born. Hope chants to hope, a bright, immortal choir. Cloud satisfies cloud, phantom to longing phantom, leans sweetly, sweetly is clasped, or sweetly chaste. This is the stuff from which the ideal is formed. Its builder is thought, its base, the heart's desire. But nothing real answers to their call. The ideal dwells not in heaven, nor on the earth. A bright delirium of man's ardor of hope, drunk with the wine of its own fantasy. It is a brilliant shadow's dreamy trail. Thy vision's error builds the azure skies. Thy vision's error drew the rainbow's arch. Thy mortal longing made for thee a soul. This angel in thy body thou call'st love, who shapes his wings from thy emotions' hues, in a ferment of thy body has been born, and with the body that housed it, it must die. It is a passion of thy yearning cells. It is a flesh that calls to flesh to serve its lust. It is thy mind that seeks an answering mind, and dreams a while that it has found its mate. It is thy life that asks a human prop to uphold its weakness, lonely in the world, or feeds its hunger on another's life. A beast of prey that pauses in its prowl. It crouches under a bush in splendid flower to seize a heart and body for its food. This beast thou dream'st immortal and a god. O human mind, vainly thou torturest an hour's delight to stretch through infinity's long void, and filled its formless, passionless gulfs, persuading the insensible abyss to lend eternity to perishing things, and twixt the fragile movement of thy heart with thy spirit's feint of immortality. All here emerges born from nothingness. Encircled, it lasts by the emptiness of space, a while upheld by an unknowing force, then crumbles back into its parent naught. Only the mute alone can forever be. In the alone there is no room for love. In vain to clothe love's perishable mud. Thou hast woven on the immortal's borrowed loom the ideal's gorgeous and unfading robe. The ideal never yet was real made. Imprisoned in form, that glory cannot live. Into a body shut, it breathes no more. Intangible, remote, forever pure, a sovereign of its own brilliant void, unwillingly it descends to earthly air, to inhabit a white temple in man's heart. In his heart it shines, rejected by his life, immutable, bodiless, beautiful, grand and dumb, immobile, on its shining throne it sits. Dumb, it receives his offering and his prayer. It has no voice to answer to his call, no feet that move, no hands to take his gifts. Aerial statue of the nude idea, virgin conception of a bodiless God, its light stirs man the thinker to create an earthly semblance of diviner things. Its hued reflection falls upon man's acts. His institutions are its cenotaphs. He signs his dead conventions with its name. His virtues don the ideal's skyey robe, and a nimbus of the outline of its face. He hides their littleness with the divine name. Yet insufficient is the bright pretense to screen their indigent and earthly make. Earth only is there, and not some heavenly source. If heavens there are, they are veiled in their own light. If a truth eternal somewhere reigns unknown, it burns in a tremendous void of God. For truth shines far from the falsehoods of the world. How can the heavens come down to unhappy earth, or the eternal lodge in drifting time? How shall the ideal tread earth's dolorous soil, where life is only a labor and a hope, a child of matter, and by matter fed, a fire flaming low in nature's grate, a wave that breaks upon a shore in time, It journeys toilsome trudge with death for goal. The avatars have lived and died in vain. Vain was the sage's thought, the prophet's voice. In vain is seen the shining upward way.